Hi guys, Julia Jeske of Decoding Fox News here. If you don't know my account, I'm a journalist with a master's degree. I'm trained in everything, no kidding. I watch a lot of Fox News and then I break it down. I break down when they're lying to their audience, when they're manipulating their audience, when they're spreading conspiracy theories. Sometimes I just straight up fact check them, and I often make fun of them because they're easy to make fun of. It's true. They influence about a third of our country in many ways. They're dangerous, and somebody needs to keep an eye on them. I'm one of many. So here we go. This collection of videos is from the night of hopefully the first of many presidential debates between Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump. Now, this is entertaining. Trust me, this is entertaining. We're going to start with the first video, which this was their formal pre-show debate discussion where they had some of their top talent like Brett Baer and Martha McCallum, Dana Perino, Harold Ford Jr., Sean Hannity makes a little visit at one point, and they sit around and they talk and they basically say, if Donald J. Trump could just focus on the policies, keep his cool, not upset anybody, not insult Kamala Harris, not get emotional, it should go well for him. And remember that Kamala Harris, her enthusiasm is all blown out of proportion and the sugar high has faded. And well, this could be her death now.
This is a big night. I mean, usually you say debates maybe don't move the needle that much in the big picture. This one seems like it's bigger.
But I think on the getting under his skin point, that's really her only card to play.
It didn't say what his advice was, but it is so stunning. And you saw that timeline piece. 75 days ago, we were on this set watching him come out for that first debate. And the entire race changed.
We were on set, all of us, the last time there was going to be a big debate, and you asked me to predict what was going to happen. And right before the debate, I said, I don't think this debate's going to change much.
Thanks for playing.
So I don't know if you really want to hear what I have to say.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
This is going to be so unpredictable because both of these people can self-destruct. We've seen Trump blow himself up. You've seen Kamala blow herself up and just wander around and search for things to say and maybe land it. Are they going to fact check Trump live? If you had said 10 years ago the Democrat nominee would support that, I would have said you were cuckoo.
I have a feeling that he'll come out of this debate in about the same position with the public that he holds going into it.
You have to assume that he won't be bellicose and pugnacious.
Enthusiasm that brought her into Chicago, Jesse, and then it has diminished. You know, just as a lot of people thought it would. The sugar high went away, and now these two are neck and neck again. So she has to do something bold tonight to try to take away some of those voters.
And to get the momentum back, she has to attack.
To that
so
point.
I'm going to think there's going to be a lot of vicious haymakers constantly throughout the night because
I think his challenge is if Kamala Harris tries to make him angry, not to get angry, and how he refers to her and stays calm, I think it can definitely be a big night for her. Do I think that she will be able to rattle him in any way? No, I would argue right now the chance is 0.001%.
That's all cool, but now is where the rubber meets the road. So I think, to Jesse's point, she has got to go on the attack. She has to show a different side of herself. If she does not do that, I think voters are going to continue to drift toward President Trump.
I think it's safe to say that their predictions were just a little bit off, just a tad, a smidge, maybe way off, especially Sean Hannity. That was really amazing. There's a 0.001% chance that Trump will get rattled by Kamala Harris. Hilarious that you thought that. Have you met Trump? You have. You've done a lot of videos with Trump, a lot of interviews, a lot of appearances. Hey, you know, Sean Hannity was at an actual Trump rally. Yeah, he was. Journalists aren't supposed to do that. Anyway, this next clip is actually from the debate. It's my personal favorite clip. It's probably your personal favorite clip. People have done a lot with this since it came out. Very hilarious. And I'll just let you breathe it in again. Enjoy the moment. Here you go.
And I'll tell you something, he's going to talk about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
Now, trust me, I'm not going to do this for the rest of the video, but we need to relive one little tiny moment. You'll know it when I show it to you. Here we go.
And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will
You can tell at that moment, his soul just left his body. If he has a soul, a picture that his mother took when he was a child and put it on him, and then they called that his soul because he doesn't have a soul, just left his body right there, crushed him. And in the next video, you can see his response, which is glorious, and people have made remixes about this. It is so special. I don't want to give it away. Here's the clip.
Let me respond as to the
Please.
rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of it.
I think it's safe to say that in that clip, Donald J. Trump was unhinged. I think he got a little triggered. I think he was baited. I think he was unsettled, rattled. All the terms they used before. Anyway, yeah, and, you know, it has to be the first time in the history of the United States that anybody screamed, "They're eating dogs!" during a presidential debate. I think it has to be. Has to be. And that I saw it on television. Bravo. Bravo. It's kind of funny when he turns into the Fox News audience there. Well, anyway. Okay, so this next clip is the Fox News reaction, immediate reaction. This came on seconds after the debate was over. And boy, it did not go well. This is, again, Brett Hume. We got Dana Perino has some zingers, some amazing moments there. Harold Ford Jr. as well. And I would say that Laura Ingraham still appears to be in denial.
She's still in her former President Trump did take a lot of the bait that she threw out in some of those answers.
It has to be said that she was really never held to the fire. She was not pressed by the moderators on her past positions and how she got from a very progressive, most progressive senator to where she is now. And that falls on ABC. And I think.
Now, look, make no mistake about it. Trump had a bad night. He rose to the bait repeatedly when she baited him, something I'm sure his advisors had begged him not to do. You know, in the first debate when Biden attacked him, he just kept his cool and kept going. In this debate, he rose to debating, and we heard so many of the old grievances that we'd long thought that Trump had learned were not winners politically.
The biggest loser in the debate, and we talked about this pre-debate, is ABC.
Got reaction from Republican friends. The two common things were train wreck and he needs this to end. I've never heard Donald Trump not be definitive about a set of plans. He said, I have concepts of a plan. Here we are.
Jesse, your thoughts?
I don't think the American people are watching and thinking any of these people won.
He took all the bait and none of the opportunities. She pivoted better. Surprised that her team came out already and offered a second debate because, in my opinion, I don't think she needs it.
She moved the points a little bit on the betting markets. But in the end, we all know what we knew before, that ABC's goal tonight was to help Kamala Harris. Now, did Donald Trump miss a few opportunities? Absolutely.
She baited him successfully, which is the story of the debate, in my view.
Why didn't he ask these questions of her? I mean, if you believe that your candidacy is that important to the country, I didn't say be mean-spirited about it. And he had some moments where he was a little mean. He could have asked the question.
She's asking for another debate, though. They don't think she won this debate.
Laura Ingraham appears to be in denial there, doesn't she? Yeah, it's not that we don't think that she won the debate. We think that she crushed the debate. We think that she eviscerated the debate. We think she destroyed the debate and Donald J. Trump. But, you know, you can tell yourself that he did great. He did not. I mean, if you're screaming, they're killing dogs, you're not doing great. So this next clip is a series. That edit was based on about 13 minutes of Fox post-debate coverage. Then Fox News gave Sean Hannity pretty much a solid hour. I think there's one commercial break in this. And Sean Hannity is in the press pool. So they just put him in this giant room with a bunch of press running around. It's very noisy. And he had kind of a modest setup. It was basically just him, a bit of a table, chairs, that's it. And here we go, Sean Hannity.
Left-wing moderators, the biggest loser of the night, ABC Disney.
Well, listen, I'm skeptical that Kamala's team will have her do a second debate. I think they're going to back out of that. I think they're going to send her back to Joe Biden's basement. The ABC moderators were complicit in her running a completely fact-free debate performance.
I think 3-on-1 was a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Number two,
I feel like watching Kamala Harris like I've taken some psychedelics, but Donald Trump actually answers the questions because he respects the American people enough to treat them like citizens.
Look, Donald Trump would love another debate. He would love 3 debates because that's traditional what you do for presidential elections. Obviously, we know that that's probably not going to happen.
Terribly moderated debate.
Just a quick note here. That is Senator Tim Scott, Senator Lindsey Graham, and Vivek Ramaswamy. Why is Vivek Ramaswamy still a thing? I don't get it.
3 against 1.
Oh, it was awful.
The best closing in presidential debate history.
That's true.
So, you know, I'm always going to give it to you straight. So a few things I would say is, did she exceed the very low expectations that were set for her? Yes, she did.
His closing.
What?
His closing.
Yeah.
Everything you say you're going to do to make our country better, you've had 3.5 years. Where have you been?
I would actually say that spending 4 minutes at the very end of a debate to talk about your opponent is weak. It was a terrible way to end the debate for him. He should have been talking about what he was going to do for the country. And a vice president does not have the same power that a president has. But, I mean, that should be obvious, but whatever. Moving on to the next clip. This is what I could have just labeled this one desperation. If you picked sex change surgeries as your drinking game, if you're watching the commentary on Fox, then you are probably in the hospital recovering from alcohol poisoning.
Sex change surgeries for migrants, Brett?
Well, we're going to pay for sex change surgery, not only for criminals, which we knew about, but now for illegal immigrants. Sex change operations for illegals and convicted felons, about sex change operations paid for by taxpayers for criminals and illegal immigrants.
Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison.
Sex change operations for illegal immigrants, and now sex change surgery provided by taxpayers.
This was someone who basically said that we should be paying for the sex change operations of illegal migrants in detention.
Taxpayer-funded sex change operations. She supports. Now we're going to give free sex change operations to convicted felons and illegal immigrants. About sex change operations that taxpayers pay for criminals and for illegal immigrants, and sex change operations for illegals. That have come up in this debate. If you want sex change operations paid for by taxpayers for convicted criminals and illegal immigrants. Don't you think that would come up in a debate?
Paying for, with taxpayer dollars, as you mentioned, Sean, sex change operations for illegal aliens.
Something as radical as sex change operations paid for by taxpayers for convicts and illegal immigrants.
I brought up the fact that they're doing sex change operations on illegal immigrants.
And sex change operations for illegal aliens, free housing, health care, education, and sex change operations.
So this next series of clips is Donald J. Trump sitting down with Sean Hannity. Before this moment, Donald J. Trump just wandered into the press pool, this giant pool of journalists, and just start yelling. And some of it got picked up on a mic, most of it didn't. And he seems to think that Twitter polls, which are actually just surveys that are not scientific at all, they're not real polls, are meaningful. And he keeps quoting them. He comes up with some funny math here in these clips. It's just kind of amazing. At this point of the night, Trump really honestly thought that he won it, that he just ran away with it, that it was his evening. Celebratory. Yeah.
I think it was our best debate ever. I thought it was really good. We had three. I think I got everything out. Now, with all of that being said, I was amazed because I really thought they'd be fair. I have to say, CNN a few weeks ago was sort of fair against Biden. Yeah. But this one was stacked.
Her campaign is saying tonight, Washington Post is reporting that she wants a second debate. What's your answer?
She lost.
Let you both talk. Let you go at each other.
I thought they would be fair. They weren't, but I felt very comfortable.
Yeah.
Goes into a room and she memorized lines, more or less. I thought I got one cute one. I'm talking when I said, I'm talking, when she started interrupting me.
Well, she said that to Mike Pence.
I wanted to get
speaking.
Even for that. That was not very nice what she did. But no, I thought it was, we're getting great reviews.
It's interesting that the one line that really...
Happy with the result. It's a very unfair situation. They've weaponized our government politically, so, I mean, that's unfair. And I just felt we had a great night. And I'd come over here. I actually gave a little bit of a news conference. We were swarmed.
Oh, by the way, I could hear it. You were interrupting my show, by the way, just for the record.
I had to come over and do yours. I would hate like heck to leave here, and I didn't do
No, I would be mad. I would take that as a personal offense.
I would have been
doubt.
in big trouble.
All right, so no answer on their offer for a second debate.
Again, the reason you do a second debate is if you lose, and they lost. And we looked at one poll, it was 92-7.
Yeah.
We looked at another one, 86-3.
Wow.
I mean, we have all of these results coming in, but I'll think about it, Okay.
So I legitimately think that Trump thought he won. I think he was over the moon at that moment. I think he's that deep in denial and is surrounded with himself with that many yes men that just say, "You're amazing, Mr. President. You're amazing, Mr. President." They don't even bother to say former president. That's where he's at. Anyway, so this next clip is from a show. This went on right after Hannity, called Fox News at Night. And this is hosted by Trace Gallagher. This is more of the B-listers. And it's kind of funny because the A-listers like Dana Perino and Brit Hume were just openly like, yeah, that was a bad night. That was not a good night for Donald J. Trump. But the B-listers try harder. This show comes on really late at night, normally at like 11 p.m., because it's kind of for the West Coast. It's shot from California. So just to give you that little bit of context, here you go.
And the two ABC moderators who allowed Harris to run unchecked while consistently fact-checking Donald Trump. Live analysis of the debate, the media's reaction to the debate, and the possibility of yet another debate.
That some Republican sources were texting me during the debate performance, and they were complaining that the president took the bait from Kamala Harris way too often. In fact, one operative writes this: the vice president may be nearly a foot shorter than Donald Trump, but she made him look small.
And a lot of people, even Republicans, thought the former president took the bait a lot tonight, much more than he should have.
I don't think any of us really understood quite how much she was practicing goading him into going off the rails. She talked about January 6th, his indictments, his rallies, taunting viewers to go to a rally because they would see people leaving because they were bored.
Which was, she baited him a lot.
And so what you saw on display tonight was fake versus real.
So I don't think that Trump had as bad of a night as some are making out to be. Yes, he fell for some of her bait. Yes, he rambled a bit.
It was kind of T-ball. ABC let her tee up a lot of big-time hits.
Fact checked. While the former president said on Truth Social tonight, "I thought it was my best debate ever, especially since it was 3-on-1. 1. Trace.
Yeah.
The entire debate went something like this. It was the moderators turning to Trump and asking, can you please explain to us why you're such a bad person? And then turning to Kamala Harris and saying, can you please explain why Donald Trump is such a bad person?
Well, it's interesting as an attorney to watch because she's using a technique that I like to use in depositions and cross-examinations where you look at someone, you kind of smile, and you get them talking and you get under their skin and you say things like, well, people leave your rallies early. Just some petty remark, but in a very calm manner, and then they explode. And that's exactly what he did. So he fell into this very well-laid trap by Kamala.
So yeah, at the end of that show, Fox went back and showed the pre-debate show and then showed the debate again and just started back on a loop because it was late at night and that's what they do. So that's it for the clips. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you'd like. And if you want to check out more of my work, you can find me on X, also known as Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, and of course YouTube where you're watching me now, and Facebook on my fan page. And I am 100% crowdsourced, meaning I have no large donor, I have no large sponsor. I don't have rich parents. My father was an auto mechanic. So there's nobody writing me checks every month. I earn my living from subscribers to this work, and I really appreciate anyone who can help support this independent, 100% independent media micro-budget project. I also have a podcast, which is also called Decoding Fox News and can be found on most major podcast platforms.